Anybody can be beat.
This message is transmitted at the request of the United States Office of Civil Defense.
Continue to carry out the following instructions.
All television and radio stations in the United States will now cease their regular programming to carry this special message.
We'll do it live!
Oh man! Oh snap! Oh shoot! Thank you! Thank you all! Thank you very much. Man, wow. This is it, guys. First episode of Inside JFM Studios. My first official show, if you can call it that. Am I right? Oh, man. Well, we have a great episode in store. First things first, let's look at the notes. Yep. Those are notes. Man, I'm just so excited. I don't know. Because I always wanted to have a little show like this. Even when I was little, I used to make these mock shows, you know, using my parents' camcorder and all that. But now, it's like, oh, a semi-legit thing. You know, I'm just a one person with two other people helping me. We got Amanda here, my artist apprentice. Give it up for the producer. You've seen him, there he is. Why look so stiff, man? You gotta say hi. Ah, he's just sticking the butt. No one paid attention to him. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, I always wanted a show like this. I have many influences that I kind of want to be like them, you know, like the angry video game nerd, nostalgia critic, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, Mark from Classic Game Room, Joe Bob Briggs from Monster Vision. Who else? Who else am I missing? Did I say nostalgia critic? Nostalgia critic, maybe, sure. Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report. Jon Stewart, maybe, yeah, I guess so. And the Dead Brother. What's his name? Tales of the Crypt guy? The Crypt Keeper? Even though he used to scare me a lot when I was like a little kid. A little thing. He's still a number one when it comes to TV hosts. And here I'm hosting a little old show live on pirated radio and television for America to see. We're here to make the whole world a better place by forcing everybody to look at this broadcast. Alright, so usually with these shows I talk about my art and what I've done lately. So, it's a new year, 2017, and I drew one picture. I know, that's sad for me. But you know, I was getting ready for this. You can't blame me. I did a whole bunch of shite just to get this ready, just for you guys. I know. So let's talk about my one picture that I made on New Year's Day. It's called Be Careful What You Wish For. Here it is. Jane holding a crystal ball. What happened? Did she make a scandalous wish? Did she get cursed by a witch? Does that crystal ball feel good in her hands? I mean, by the look at her face, it probably does feel good. And she's glowing. Alright, all kidding aside, I always wanted to make something like this. It's kind of based off of the Goosebumps cover for Be Careful What You Wish For. The new cover by Tim Jacobus, one of my favorite artists, my influences. And yeah, it's pretty nice. I really love the colors and the shading. And I really love the blue and pink. Blue and pink is one of my favorite combinations to use. It's beautiful, scrumptious, you know, just like Bubblicious bubblegum. There's a pink and blue combination. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Alright, so in my pilot episode, I wanted you guys to ask some questions. I got them. Due to the length of these videos and the amount of time we have on the pirated airwaves, I can only answer 10 questions at a time. So I have them right here. I have your questions in my little iPad thingy. Whatchamacallit, an iPad. These kids call it an iPad. I know. I'm not that old, really. I may act old. I may act like Grandpa JFM, but people mistake me for, a younger age. I'm 27, for real. People think I'm 21, which I can't complain. It's awesome. All right. Okay, so I'm going to read off the questions that I've picked, and I'm going to give you an answer. So I got some good questions. Where are my glasses? I kind of have to read this, and I'm kind of blind. I'm kind of nearsighted. So where are my glasses, producer? Huh? I can't find them. Come on. Oh. I don't know. Oh! Amanda hid them the whole time behind her back. Look at that. Little rascal. I'll be talking about you later. It's good watching. Alright, so we have questions here. Very good questions. First question by Mitch MK. Do you have any unlikely ships of your characters? Example, Blue and Cassidy. Like the ones that aren't even hinted at. I'd say yes, I do. It's funny, man. Would you even consider it shipping if I'm the creator? I don't know, I like to hint at some romantic pairings for Jeff and Taylor. For example, we all know the obvious. Jeff and Jane. Taylor and Cassidy, those are the very obvious ones that people can see. You can say David and Ashley and David and Cindy are some... What was that? Man, that's your problem. That's your fault for having us be going on air when a battleground is behind us. Outside that room, I swear, there are some tanks and airplanes. I know this is a pirated broadcast, but you gotta pick a safer location if we gotta do this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. Okay, so what I was saying. Oh yeah, the ships. I do have unlikely ships that I have in my head. For example, how about Taylor and Sarah? I imagine they would make a good couple. Sarah is slowly becoming a main character. She's gonna be into the main character mix. I always imagined it would be kind of cute to have Jeff and Blue together. Just because. And or probably Jeff and Cassidy, because Cassidy may have a crush on him. She teases him all the time. She rarely teases Taylor, but she loves to tease Jeff. And what else? Maybe if I had to pick a an LGBT ship, maybe Chris and Lily. They go well together. They're the best of friends. Yes. Okay, next question. Alright, this question is from Jesus Scandoval. Jose, will Jeff and Taylor ever meet their female versions? Yes, they will, in a future episode called Universe 63. The next question by Jens August Sautrup Hansen. Do you have a favorite character and episode of the ones you have created? Well, yes, I do have a favorite episode and character. Let's see, a favorite episode will have to be Ancient Geeks. It's just so much fun, man. You get everything. It's fiction within fiction, as in anything goes in their story. You got fan service, action, swords, monsters, fantasy, magic, Bird Jennifer, and Jeff and Taylor fighting. It was very fun to make and write. I had lots of fun with that. Favorite character? Well, I have her on my shirt. That's Jane. She's my favorite. I draw her a lot. Next question by Tanner Ritchie. Or Rich. Is it Rich? No, it's Richie. I swear. Tanner Ritchie. What is your favorite character, episode, quickie, and book so far? Well, I already answered my favorite episode and character. My favorite quickie would have to be number 113, Grope-a-Dope. Come on, it's Cassidy touching Jane's boobs. That is comedy right there.
Damn.
And my favorite book would have to be the latest one, Jeff and Taylor, Volume 4. It's green, it's mean, and it's on the screen. Right now. Next question is from Ancient Gearmaster 1. Hey man, I have a question. How would you describe your high school experience? Okay. It was okay. That's all I have to say. Except, freshman year was good. I liked freshman year. Sophomore year was it's kind of blah. The highlight of sophomore year was when I started making comics. That's when I decided to be a comic book author. Junior year was a bit blasé. Nothing really happened. Senior year was the best. I love senior year. That's when I made a lot of new friends. I went on a school play. People really knew me. That's why my confidence boosted a lot. So high school was good to me. Next question. Cool Dude 360. What is the best scan setting for scanning a drawing? And what is the easiest way to ink a page in Photoshop for that scanned drawing? Well, when you scan a drawing, I recommend the settings 300 dpi. That's the best quality you can have. And if you were to scan it to the computer, it probably has its own folder, depending on the brand of the scanner or printer. But when you place that photo in Photoshop, make sure it's over the background layer. Here's your picture, here's the background layer. Now, make another layer on top of your drawing. Reduce the opacity, as in make your drawing lighter, and you can ink over that. If that makes sense.
Wow.
Next question is from Dino Blanky. I've been kicking around comic ideas for years, and I finally have one I'm ready to start on. But with so much to distract me in my life, I find it hard to stay focused and motivated. What's your secret to pushing through the blocks to create content on a semi-regular schedule? Man, you just gotta have that hunger, you gotta have that drive to get your story out there. I mean, look at me. I don't have the most ideal schedule. I mean, I have a 9-to-5 job. 8-to-5 job, actually. Just working, 40 hours a week. I have individual drawings. I have commissions. And on top of that, I have to keep up with my quickies and my regular episodes. And my regular episodes last, about 50 pages, all in color. So you just gotta have that hunger. I mean, I have a story to tell, and that I'm itching to release to the world. That's how it is. All right, Amanda. That's just how it is, man. And me, I kind of plan ahead with the schedule thing. Like I always say, this episode is gonna be uploaded Saturday the 7th. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're gonna do it, even if there's background noise. Right, producer? Yeah. I'm such a jerk. Next question is from Tito Enshin. Up until now, JFM, how do you feel about your art style being improved, and how can you make a video about how you self-publish your comic series? I read that wrong. Oh no. I feel very good about my art style, and it's improved a lot, as you will see in a matter of moments. And all it takes is practice. I learned a little bit in college, making myself into a better artist. But all it takes is practice. Practically drawing every day will make you into a much better drawer. mean, I looked at my drawings back in college days. Boy, are they terrible. And yeah, that's all you have to do is keep practicing and drawing. And as for my, how to self-publish a comic, I'll do that. As soon as I work on Jeff and Taylor Volume 5, I will go through the step-by-step process in one of the episodes of Inside JFM Studios. Because this is behind-the-scenes stuff. We are going to learn some junk,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is from I am DD Crafts. How did you get started in art, and who is your favorite artist? How did you get your book published? Alright, DD Crafts. I got started in art, well, I made these little Rugrats stories when I was 7 years old. That's how I made my own little stories. It was drawn in stick figures and junk, but it wasn't until I got into an anime called Case Closed, got really into it, watched every episode, then I found out, hey, there's a comic version, there's a manga on this. And then I read that, oh man, this one guy created this whole series. Of course he had assistants, but still, he created it. And I'm like thinking to myself, that's what I'll do. I'll make comics. I'll make Jeff and Taylor into a comic. That's how it started. And yeah, he is one of my favorite artists. And how I got my book published? Well, I went to kablam.com. That's one of the ways you can self-publish your comic. That's what I do. I self-publish. There's no middleman or anything. It's just me. And I learned design, so I know how to design my book covers. I don't need anybody else to do it for me. I'm a self-driven player.
I put my heart in this dog.
Last question from Team R. Yo, excited for the show. My question is, will we ever see an episode with Jeff and Taylor sort of taking the backseat or barely in the episode period and have that particular episode have the spotlight on another character? That is a very good question. Considering that I have ideas for every episode, I'd say kinda. I mean, I imagine one episode called Babysitting. It's, a very Cassidy-heavy episode. I imagine Cassidy will take up the first quarter of the episode, maybe the first half. And then later, Jeff and Taylor save the day or something. That would be interesting. I ought to think about an episode where it's probably Cassidy and Jane together do it in little adventure while Jeff and Taylor are in the background. Or maybe they'll save Jeff and Taylor from something. Never know, but that's a good idea. And that's it. That's all the questions. So, let's get to our topic of today. It's about this girl right here. Now you may be wondering, what is up with this girl? Why is she all blue? Why is, why does she have pigtails? Why does she have a gap in her teeth? Well, today's topic is going to be talking about her and why I created her and why she is my mascot for this little studio. So, sit back and relax, because I will explain the history of Amanda Langton. So who is this cute monochrome girl who appears in my conventions and video intros? Her name is Amanda Langton, aka Manda. I created her about 10 years ago when I was a sophomore in high school for one of my comic projects, Malice Mansion. It used to be called Chernobog's Grave and DJ's Grave before. I mean, it's a long and stupid story, but I'll summarize it quickly. Basically, it's a horror story where 4th graders are the victims. I don't know, man. I try to be creative, doing something that's never been done before. I don't have anything against kids, just so you know. I mean, they're annoying sometimes, but that's about it. Anyway, these kids go into an evil mansion, Resident Evil style, and get picked off one by monsters. I only made the concept art for it. I never really wrote it, but I remember writing the names of the kids and then drawing them later. When I got to the girl named Amanda, I decided she'll have a punk look to her. Now, at the time, I was stuck in a comfort zone or bubble when designing characters. I thought to myself, yeah, she's gonna have the punk eyes and the punk pigtails, just like my other characters that I created long before, Blue and her sister Lemon. So that's why Amanda looks just like them, even though they're not related in any way. It's something with those eyes and pigtails, man. So this sheet right here is where I first drew every Malice Mansion character for the first time. And there's our girl. I remember being in math class when I drew her. Oh yeah, and before the little gap in her teeth, I had her 2 front teeth missing. I don't know why. I guess they'll grow in super late. I mean, she's 10. I guess it's a way to make her look cuter. Ugh, it's a terrible choice.
What a concept!
You shut up. Alright, so I got here some old drawings featuring Amanda. Now, this is the little character sheet of all the Malice Mansion characters. You see them up there? Well, this is them from the very, very first time I drew each of them. And here it is, the very first time I drew Amanda. Instead of the little gap in her teeth, there's actually 2 missing teeth, as you can see. The earrings, though, everything basically looks the same, of course. And what do we have here? Well, look, I thought that was interesting to share. Malice Mansion deaths. Order and causes. Of course, everything's changed, so I can show this to you. But let's look at Amanda. She was about to die. And she gets ripped in half. Yep. But I erased it. Before that, she was about to get crushed by a huge slab of glass. Or something. Was it? No, it was a mirror. It was a mirror, yeah, since it was a kind of a supernatural death, because a broken mirror, and then the glass started to fly out, and then it stabs her. Impales her to death, you know, that's... Oh, this is a messed up mind, I tell you. And here's some doodles of Amanda herself, you know, looking mean, crying, looking scared. There's nothing, I guess, and this is her without the glass getting stabbed in her. Like I said, wow. But everything is okay. She's happy, especially here. Just drew this for fun. And I drew this for a little promo. Malice Mansion promo, you know. And yeah, I didn't get the pigtails right. I mean, right now the pigtails are like, you know, they have a little tip at the end, but here they look like a used toothbrush, you know? The way it just spreads out like that. More attempting, this is an attempt for a promo or something like that. She's all scared. Character model. And I made this back in high school. It looks so awkward. Terrible. Look at this. Who puts pockets on their knees? Nobody. It's so inconvenient. Man, what did I tell you? And here we go. Here's a more finished look. Amanda in color, with her 2 missing teeth. She's 10 years old and she's missing her 2 front teeth. That's not right, man. It ain't right. Now, some of you guys know that I have a imaginary wrestling company called FSW, and yes, Amanda is one of the wrestlers. She's one of the female wrestlers, and I wanted her to be an adult here. So yeah, I drew her as an adult. She's looking pretty, looking real developed and all that. And here's some more doodles of her, looking sad, looking happy, looking something, and looking angry again. She even had a match way back when. This was, 2010? She was about to compete for the women's championship, but she lost. It was a hardcore match, you know, using weapons and stuff. I guess she just fell short. And here's the lovely sketch drawing of her in her FSW costume. She looks great. Yep. You know, and me being a little perv, I just had to add a thong and bigger boobs and all that. But if I were to draw her now, she would look a tad bit different. She would look much cooler. much more decent, you know.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff. Now, all those were ideas, and ideas change. Over the years, I developed a liking to this character. She's adorable, she's an artist, and she's the nicest thing you'll ever meet. So when I revisited Malice Mansion a few years ago, I kinda wanted Amanda to survive. That way, she'll grow up and become that college art student who wrestles part-time with a very messed up past. And from there, she can live happily ever after. As I developed JFM Studios as a thing people can take seriously, I needed a mascot. In 2011, I designed the JFM robot. It's such a weird thing to think about it nowadays, because the thing had no personality. Plus, it looked like I was ripping off the Frederator robot. So that idea was scrapped for good, and I didn't really entertain the thought of a mascot for a long time. By the time 2014 was ending, I wanted a new YouTube icon. I was bored with the first one. The iconic JFM photo was getting stale, and I sure didn't want to use my face. I wanted to draw a character. One character. I mean, I got my boys, Jeff and Taylor, but I couldn't choose between the two of them. And besides, they are already the icon from my other YouTube channel. I thought about my other characters and remembered Amanda. I mean, she is a top favorite character of mine, and she's an artist. So from there, I made up my mind. As soon as 2015 rolled on, I created the new JFM Studios icon with Amanda's smiling face, looking like that Wendy's girl. Kind of. And there you have it. I went on to make that official avatar for all my social media outlets. Facebook, Twitter, DeviantArt, Tumblr, and Instagram. As I got serious and made JFM Studios into a small business, I went to different cities and sold stuff at conventions. I changed the JFM Studio identity and drew more Amanda. She's our official mascot. Like how Mega Man was to Capcom, or Mario is to Nintendo. She's our ambassador, our face, our spirit. From here till the end of time.
Now for every episode, I make a drawing. And today, I'm gonna draw this girl here, Amanda. Just, her head. Just something simple, something quick, and you can follow along. I'm gonna teach you how to draw Amanda, aka Manda, our mascot, our happy little blue mascot. So, let's get to it. I got my sketchbook here, and I don't have a pencil. This is what happens when you're unprepared, man. Producer, come on. Amanda, could you get my pencil? Alright, she's my princess. I can command her to do things. So, yeah, we'll be back.
Okay, folks, this is the live drawing here. Now, drawing Amanda is pretty easy, it's pretty simple. Drawing any character of mine is pretty simple. But first things first, you want to start with the circle. That's the head. And we're just, like I said, we're just going to draw her head. Just make things simple. Just for the first episode, straight line, that divides, halves of the head, the two halves. Now I'm going to make the rest of her face, just a basic shape coming down. Now this is where the jaw, draw the jaw and the chin. I'll really clean things up later. But since she's, I got to keep in mind that she's a 10-year-old girl, the jawline doesn't have to be really, her jawline is not too squarish, or too masculine, I should say, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean, bro, Now it's time for the eyes. Where do the eyes go? Depends on the character. They can be way up here, way down here. But for Amanda, she's basic. She's one of my very early characters. So it goes like here. This is where we see her eyes, where her eyes go. And just to make this drawing less creepy to me, I always like to draw their neck. Because if it's just a floating head, then I'm like, oh, this is like creeping me out, man. No floating necks here. No floating heads, I mean. Alright. So, let's bring out the darker pencil and put in some of that detail. So, let's draw her ears. I always like to draw the ears first on these characters. It's alright, you know. And now, the nose. She has a basic nose. The bridge is kind of longer than most characters, so draw the nose like this. You know. And the smile. I'm just gonna draw her with this kind of smile. You know, just like the icon we have. She won't be showing her gap. You know. The gap in her teeth. I'm not talking about a thigh gap or anything. You know, that's just weird to me. Girls in thigh gaps. That's not really ideal, you know. Speaking of, you know, I can have a say in this. I am a man, and I decide what is sexy for a woman. And thigh gaps aren't really that. They're not in. They shouldn't be in, you know. If you have a natural thigh gap, if you can't control it, then it's fine. But you can't just force yourself to have a thigh gap, you know? Alright, so whatever. But here's her hair, her bangs, Amanda's bangs. And, you know, just the top of her hair, you know. Now here comes the eyes. I love drawing the eyes of characters. Now she has those quote-unquote punk eyes that I like to draw on, like on blue and lemon. Well, here they are. Little whoop swoosh like that. Kind of like a, whatchamacallit? Like a square root? One of those square roots or divided little symbols or brackets. You know, kind of reminds me of those. It's been a long time since I've been in a math class. So yeah, you can tell I'm not very good at math. There you go. And since she's a 10-year-old girl, she does not have eyelashes. That's a little thing about my style, man. You know, when girls hit puberty around 12 years old, then they have eyelashes. But Amanda, she's too young to have eyelashes, so I don't draw eyelashes on her. That's just a little thing in my style. So, eyebrows. Eyebrows is right here. Very thin and all that. Now her pupils. Let's draw her pupils right here. Now let's draw the inside of the ear details. That's how it looks. And her piercings. She has piercings. Here's that, and the two round studs on her ears. Now, for her pigtails, the top one. The one on the side. It's kind of covered by her bang here. Same with the other side. Now this is kind of tricky. I mean, how I draw pigtails nowadays are, you know, they're very flowy. Like that, and I like to try to keep them even, you know. Make sure they're not too far away from her head. And for the middle one, it's kind of weird. It kind of does this swooshing thing, and then it appears in the back a little bit. But, oops, let's not forget the back of her hair. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Now let's darken this up. And there we go. This is Amanda. episode 1. And my signature, JFM 2017. Right there. So, alright. Very fun. It's nice to see myself draw traditional stuff again.
Wow, this has been a pretty cool episode. Very first one. Of course, we have some mistakes to correct. You know it's a bit awkward, and we gotta change our location. Come on. Alright, so the show's almost over. This episode's almost over. So it's time for a shameless plug. I am the creator of the webcomic Jeff and Taylor that 2 days ago celebrated 5 years online. Here are the books. I got volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, along with the quickie book, which is not here right now. It's somewhere, because my producer / prop guy didn't provide it on time. I know I can be a jerk to you, but I love you, man. No, just we both gotta prepare. And man, but yeah, these are really good books, and you can buy them online on the Jeff and Taylor website, jeffandtaylorcomic.com. Believe me, man, these comics rock. They're the best webcomics you can find out there. Much better than Homestuck. Much better than Control-Alt-Delete. Much better than So You're a Cartoonist and all that junk.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a little carried away there. You know, it sucks being underappreciated, you know? We all feel that. But let me pitch this to you. Like, for example, Volume 1, Jeff and Taylor buy a video game console at the G Station. However, it happens to be an evil robot that kills when it doesn't get its way. On another day, they meet 4 busty high school girls who challenge them to a car race at the junkyard. Lastly, Jeff and Taylor meet this sad girl named Blue who thinks the world is a cruel, cold place full of mean people wanting to sabotage her. All this is just like the beginning of the crazy lives of 2 best friends, Jeff and Taylor. Rated PG, 12 and up. So yeah, you won't regret this decision. Just go on to jeffandtaylorcomic.com and read those fine comics. Made by yours truly. Yes! And of course, for the next episode, next week, be sure to ask your questions. I'll pick the top 10, and I'll answer them next week. And for next week's episode, I'll be showcasing a little dumb comic I made when I was in freshman year. Yes, freshman year of high school, called Random Crossover and Random Crossover 2. They're very, very strange, low-budget comics, but they're fun to read, and I can't wait to show that to you, because they are strange. Boy. And of course, the subscriber count. You can't end one of these episodes without a subscriber count. If I can look at my statistics, I've been writing the stats at the very beginning of the year. So, like for example, this channel, JFM Studios, on January 1st, 2017, our subscriber count was 2,833. Right now, it's at 2,921. Wow. Wow, this is amazing, man. Let's have a goal. Let's, by the end of the month, let's be modest here. Let's be modest. Let's not get too carried away. By the end of this month, let's aim for 3,000 subscribers. Let's see 3,000. Praise Jesus, if that were to happen. Because this is like my most viewed channel, My most viewed anything. Because it's the oldest, So, that's pretty much it. It's almost time to cut this broadcast, and I thank you guys for watching this whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week is a new episode, and yeah, we're going to have lots of fun. Alright? This is a little taste of the new show on YouTube. That'll be taking over the airwaves. Inside Inside JFM Studios. I'll see you guys next week. Alright. Peace out.